What's going on, everybody? The WGC is back in the building. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Shout out to King Nate. I see you already. John Keegan. Thank y'all for coming through so early. Shout out to Undisputed King Nate as well. Just made his YouTube page. Everybody make sure y'all go check him out if y'all haven't already. But what's up, boys? Clint, introduce yourself to the people. How's it going?
Hi. I'm Clint. You see me at Tries to Wrestling on YouTube, like on the fly here. I just dropped a video for great ideas for Ultra Pro Wrestling and the wrestling code to maybe help scratch each other's backs. So go check it out.
Definitely go check it out. Brian, what's going on?
What's good, man? For the second time today, I just want to let y'all know we're going to be I'm here on my channel, man. We're taking care of why WWE 2K23 fans are upset at them. And yeah, you can check that out at Just Brian if you're not informed, if you're not in the loop. That way you can go on ahead and check that out.
All right, Beast, one more time, give it to us. Whoa, that was kind of crazy.
Follow me at Loaded as a Beast, my YouTube channel, and also on all socials. Just got UFC 5, but I've lost a lot of fights online earlier today, so maybe I'll put out a video in a couple days. Maybe I just gotta get better at the game. There's a lot of sweats online now, so we'll see. I'm only gonna play that for now until AEW Fight Forever gives us a good update, a significant update. So we'll see.
All right, Mr. Dubs, what do you got going on, and what can the people look forward to?
Everybody can find me at Mr. Dubs on YouTube, Mr. Dubs86 on Twitter. I just dropped my most recent video on Ultra Pro Wrestling's online features that we can look forward to on top of community creations. They have a very ambitious project to have a weekly television show that they'll be streaming either on YouTube or Twitch or both, where they will have online titles that are to be defended weekly, as well as number one contenderships. Very ambitious project, so I cover all that, as well as my hopes of some things I'd like to see in their online. My latest video. And as far as content, you can catch any Ultra Pro Wrestling news, content, any news upcoming for WWE 2K24, any news in regards to patches or updates we're getting for Fight Forever. And obviously you guys are all getting into UFC, probably going to drag me on in there, so going to take advantage of that 10-hour free pass I have and check that out as well, and anything else that piques my interest in the meantime.
All right, Kiddo, got some interesting stuff going on the channel. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff going. I had a lot of free time last week, and so I used that to make AEW videos about modding that, like, one mod changes the gameplay entirely, and it makes it so much better. I put 20 wrestlers in the ring. I went back to SWR 2010, checked out create a finisher, create a story, so a whole bunch of cool new stuff, whole bunch of nostalgia. Just go ahead and check it out. Kero the GOAT. That's it.
All right, and everybody's YouTube descriptions and links will be in the description of this video, so make sure y'all check them out. Unsanctioned TV, we haven't heard from you yet. What do we got going on over there?
Currently watching my Los Angeles Lakers get their ass kicked by the Denver Nuggets, but outside of that, content-wise, just dropped an AEW patch notes video, my thoughts about the My Faction controversy, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I started watching your My Faction video today. I heard when you said sit down and get the popcorn, I was like, all right, we're about to go in. I didn't finish it yet, but y'all make sure y'all go check it out. All right, y'all. So we got some pretty big stuff going on in wrestling this week. The biggest thing I keep hearing about is the fact that TNA is coming back. Who can tell us what's going on with that? Anybody informed on the goings of TNA and the Impact return?
I mean, I know that it's on its way back, and they dropped the whole promo and everything for it. I just don't know which date it's supposed to be.
It's in January. I don't know the exact date.
It's at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view in January 2024.
Okay.
Sorry, there's still a couple of months.
But what are they doing? Are they just changing the name back to TNA from Impact, or are they making other changes? Like, what's the big deal? Because I keep seeing people talking about it.
Right now, it looks like a rebranding. Sorry, by the way, Brian.
No, you good.
You know, there's nothing major going on. It feels like, yeah, just going back to TNA. But people are saying they definitely should get a TV deal or a new deal and make some substantial changes.
Right. I think it. Go ahead, Brian.
A TV deal for switching names?
No.
I'm just being. I don't know because I watched TNA literally for Jeff Hardy back in the day. That's the only reason why I watched it. So for me now is I'm kind of not understanding like if it's just a rebrand and it's the same content. I don't know because I also seen people saying, oh, maybe they signed CM Punk, maybe they bring CM Punk back, but I'm not understanding if it's just a rebrand. What else is supposed to catch our eye? Would you know, Carol?
No, to TNA.
They haven't made it clear. That's a bit of a problem. So a lot of people now being nostalgic because TNA did pop off like I'd say 2007, 6 to 2010. Like it was really good. Yeah. So a lot of those feelings are coming back now that people are seeing TNA again. But yeah, they have to show us something like okay, we changed our name and now like we've been building up, ourselves up secretly in the past few years, just healing up. And now we're going. Like, they have to show us that for sure. But so far, we just know the name is going to change and it's going to happen at Hard to Kill.
So it's going from Impact Wrestling back to TNA?
Yes. Yeah, I guess it'd be like...
Why?
Impact Wrestling.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
But why are they changing it back? TNA had such a negative stigma to it. That's why they got rid of it.
I think they got rid of it because of
was for tits and ass.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
And that was the joke, the funny thing in the early 2000s. And then they were like, it's tacky, even it's total nonstop action. It's still tacky as hell. So they just rebranded to Impact Wrestling. I don't know why they're bringing it back.
Think about it. If you're a new fan and you're just watching wrestling and you see the words TNA, are you going to click on that or are you going to click on Impact? I mean,
TNA?
I don't know. It's 2023. I don't really think that you're scrolling through television to look for wrestling like you were in the 90s.
I mean, I think I'm looking. It says I honestly thought it was gonna be like a promotion in the promotion, if that makes sense. Like just two different. But in my mind, it says the company will go back to the TNA name in 2024. And yeah, they're gonna talk more about the switch soon, but I'm hoping they bring back the 6-sided ring. That was cool.
That's a good think so.
That and the Global Force title, right? They're bringing that back.
So everybody is for the 6-sided ring coming back.
But right. Hell yeah.
I don't remember where I heard this, but I think they denied it. They're not gonna bring it back. That's what they said. 6-sided like that. That's the only thing that
differentiated them, right? In
North America,
I think it's too much of a gimmick,
though. I feel just like Brian, though. For me, what brought me to watch Impact or TNA at the time was they signed my favorite wrestlers. Like they had Jeff Hardy and RVD at the same time.
Yeah,
I thought RVD was so misused in WWE and so wasted, and they took way too long to put the belt on him and everything. And then he got fried for the weed case and everything, that they literally shot RVD to the moon. He was doing Van Terminators left, right, and center. And I was just like, this is my wrestling now.
Are you with me on that, Beast? Where do you want the 6-sided ring to come back, or would you prefer just a 4-sided ring?
It takes a toll on the wrestler's body, though, so they should bring it back.
Because that's what I thought. They said like the mat was tighter or something, and the bumps hurt more.
The ropes are a lot tighter.
I mean, if that's for one, and I just don't like how the 6-sided ring looks.
It'll hurt wrestlers even more, so it's not even worth it.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna bring any more viewers. Like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Star power. They had a lot of
tuning in for the ring.
Yeah, you was tuning in just for the ring, like, oh, they got 6 sides. I'm watching this.
They're on Access TV, so I mean, who has Access TV?
For them to bring it back maybe once a pay-per-view, kind of like an Elimination Chamber, kind of like an LNSL, like a gimmick pay-per-view, you got the 6-sided ring. Would that make sense at all, or should we just leave it alone if you're not going to bring it back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Because I guess if... Like, working a 6-sided ring is a lot different than working a 4-sided ring. So, I mean, are the wrestlers going to be able to just jump in there and know how to navigate that 6-sided ring, you think? Strizer. I mean, Clint, you used to be a wrestler, right? Would it be a difference for you wrestling in a 6-sided ring or a 4-sided ring? Like, let's say...
Yeah, that'd probably affect their muscle memory because you get used to running a certain way or doing, like, the drop-down, frog, all that stuff. Just the drills they do, they probably have to retrain their brain. I think AJ even mentioned that in an interview. Like, it's so different. You really have to look at the ropes, like where are the ropes, and then run the ropes.
Yeah. So let's say, like Kiro said, if they brought it back for one pay-per-view, do you think they would be able to adjust for that one night, or is it something they would have to train for a while for to jump in there and work in a 6-sided ring?
It depends on there's how long they've been in the ring and how long they've wrestled.
Okay.
I feel like the vets could figure it out pretty quick.
Right.
They just have to, like I said, the matches probably wouldn't be as fast, but I feel like once you get your rhythm going in a ring, any ring, I think they'd be fine.
Okay. All right, makes sense. Color commentary by Clint, y'all, our former wrestler on the team. All right, well, we'll see how it goes. I don't think a brand change, if they're just going to change it to TNA Wrestling, I don't think that's going to help them at all. I mean, sure, you'll get some nostalgia viewers probably on the first episode, but it's the same writers, same wrestlers. It's not really going to make a big difference. Anybody disagree with that?
Unless they sign
if they're announcing. If they're announcing something, they have to have a big signing or a TV deal. They got to have something if they're doing this, right? It can't just be nostalgia with nothing.
What do you say?
If they want more reach, they need a better TV deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think on Sanctioned TV?
What NWA?
And it's all gonna, like you said, it's all gonna depend on that first episode. If that first episode is ass, nobody's gonna care. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what
I
we saying
agree.
about NWA?
I
What were we saying about
think they're
NWA?
on they're on the CW network soon.
Yeah, 'cause
so.
they're coming to something. They're getting a TV deal. So.
Oh, wow. That's
cool.
impressive. Yeah, because they haven't, yeah. So,
Wait, the NWA is getting a TV deal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Billy Corgan
The,
is
the company that got Brodus Clay as champion for like 3 years.
Somebody call my mom.
hey, the Funkasaurus was lit, y'all. Come on. He brought in Naomi and, what's her name? Carmen, whatever. Yeah. He brought in the
Nick Aldis holding it down
Funkadactyls.
for a long time.
Yeah. All right, so y'all
And they
mentioned the
fired Jim
T.
Cornette.
I like Jim Cornette. He stirs the pot a little bit.
Oh, had he not made his comments, he would have stayed commentating.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
which I don't know. I think some people take those things out of context or whatever, but whatever. So everybody's saying they need a new TV deal. Where everything's going, do y'all think they would be successful if they did like a streaming deal? Let's say they did a deal with Netflix and they're on the front of the page every time somebody gets on Netflix. Do y'all think that would be good for a wrestling company to pull off?
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, are you talking about a specific company or just
any
talking in
company,
general?
like anybody, because
Yeah,
everybody's TV deals
I'm
are moving
pretty
around.
sure, yeah, because I'm pretty sure AEW, they have something in the works with HBO Max where they're going to be on the front page of that possibly. So I think that could really be a good thing.
It could. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, I'm surprised wrestling just hasn't gone streaming completely because the younger people, the younger audience, nobody really watches cable anymore, to my knowledge. Every young person I talk to at work, they're like, no, I don't pay for cable. I just have this X whatever service, and that's it. That's their TV. That's their cable. So if these wrestling companies go to these streaming services, I'm sure they have ad versions of those. They can still get that ad revenue that they're worried about, but
It's not the same amount of revenue. The problem is the amount of money in relation to what, like, say if they just went on YouTube, which the NWA did, they're not getting watched enough, and they're not going to get. There's nowhere near the revenue to keep all the wrestlers and everything else they need to do to keep afloat. To turn a profit, it's really, really hard in wrestling. That's why ECW was so, to this day, still well loved, but they weren't popular enough to get a TV deal to keep them afloat. Had they had a TV deal to keep them afloat that, lasted for years and years, they could still be around today. It's really, really, it's just a matter, like, the only companies that have enough money to really turn a profit for them would be an Amazon or, a Netflix. And
but
the only place they would want would be WWE, because
I don't know,
because they're not going to give, they might take something else, but they're not going to pay them the money they need.
Well, I mean, you could say, we could assume the only thing they would want is WWE, but I mean, you look at it like TNT or whatever, they got AEW, you got CW picking up NWA, whoever has Impact. So other people have interest. It just depends on if they could sell the company to them or not. And I think with Netflix, I don't know, is Netflix the biggest streaming platform right now?
So,
I think so, yeah.
But
I've never.
Prime's close just because of the amount of people who have Prime, but I don't know that everybody.
Oh yeah, Amazon Prime's another one because it's
watches
like kind of free,
Video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just because you have Prime doesn't mean you watch Prime Video.
I mean, the thing with Prime Video is they're kind of doing this thing with the NFL where you got Thursday Night Football on. But the only thing with, like, per se, a Netflix or something like that, I've never seen Netflix take on any company to stream on their platform or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
It's really just been their thing, and they buy the license of the movies, whatever the case is. So I've never really seen, like, a Netflix, but with HBO Max doing it as their competitor from Netflix, maybe we could see Netflix do it in the future. If
for sure.
And AEW does go through and that happens.
Yeah, and the way the landscape is changing, like Clint said, cable's going to die out eventually. I mean, it's just so many different streaming platforms, and a lot of these companies are going to take their shows and put it on their streaming platform. So if a Netflix could secure
platform sucks. It's the same thing as cable. It's now we have 6 that you're paying the same amount as you used to for cable, having to have Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, Netflix, HBO Max, Showtime, NBC. It's turning into the same thing.
It is, but
I don't know about it. I do feel like cable is more expensive though.
Yeah.
Especially like with cable, like you have to add like, if you want to watch on 4 different TVs, you got to add 4 different boxes. Like, stuff like that you can save your money on it. That's all.
And I think that's the thing with cable. Less people buying or paying for cable. They're going to have to start doing those things. Like you want it on 2 TVs, you got to pay a bit more, things like that. But if Netflix, Netflix is doing that because there's so many streaming platforms now.
I can only watch Netflix on 1 TV in my house because we have ultra premium everything. I split with my brother. But now in my house, because he's the main platform, he can watch on both his TVs at the same time. We can only watch on one at a time, and we pay like premium, like $30 a month for Ultra HD, all the whatever.
That's crazy. Yeah,
and we're paying like over $30 a month for Netflix, and I can only watch 1 TV at a time.
Oh, you're in Canada, right?
So it's not cheap. Yeah,
I think it's priced different there. Mine is like 14, I think, but they keep going up. I heard they're thinking about going up again. Yeah.
What's going on in Canada, bro?
I don't know. They're taxing y'all.
Canadian dollars worth. What I think $7.30 American for $10 Canadian, something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So how much are games over there? Aren't they?
The games usually work out that we get the benefit, where it's like a $60 game it wouldn't work out to the conversion usually. But what I noticed was on the Meta store that because Steam, if I look up Beat Saber on Steam, it's $30 Canadian. If I look it up on Meta, what I'm not seeing is that it's American that they're charging, and I was just like, whoa. Because I looked at I had these games on sale. I'm like, why did I get charged an extra $12?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're charging me in US dollars on my account and not telling me that.
Yeah. So my thing is this:
stuff we get games.
If not WWE, if Netflix can pick up one WWE show, let's say, or in one AEW show even. Let's say they pick up a Collision and that does well. I think that's going to swing everything for the wrestling landscape and make it where they're open to going to these streaming providers. And I think that would be a lot better. I don't know if they like stream it live and then pull it down and maybe put it up a few days later, because I think if you just stream it live or whatever and leave it up there, people are just going to watch it whenever they want to, opposed to tuning in live. But even then, you're not really worried about the ratings because you're on this streaming platform, and Netflix, they don't put out their numbers really. This is how many people watch the show. If AEW did that, they could be as big as they want to. They could tell everybody, yeah, we got millions of people watching on Netflix weekly, and nobody could really counter that. So I think it could be beneficial if AEW took that step first. If TNT doesn't want to pick them up or put them on one of their channels, and it would help as well with them getting like, what do you call it when they get bumped off of their night?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But that happens to them a lot. So on the streaming services, I think that would help them. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes in the future. Shout out to TNA.
Thinking about
Go ahead, Kiddo.
Underground. Like, imagine if that was on Netflix. Would that change its fate dramatically? Like, would it be 10 times more successful? Maybe not.
I think so.
You can always do an exclusive show to a streaming service instead of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just do like one show that's you can only watch it on that streaming service. And maybe that way they could approach it that way.
I think that's good.
Hulu still has WWE's secondary rights, right? For Raw and SmackDown?
I think so. I heard it was expiring or something, but I think
Hulu
so.
still has their not live, but for second day streaming. I think they still have, because there's a market with that. Then they're trying to bundle that with their TV deals, but they were separate for quite a while, and they had to work that out. So that would be a thing for AEW.
Yeah, VJC 618 says Netflix is testing out a live sporting event in November. I think it's some golf event. So, I mean, if they're testing it out and getting into sports with AEW's contracts or whatever coming up, I know, they like TNT and they want to be on TV. But if they could pass at least one show over to Netflix to see how that does, I think that'd be a good look for them.
And if that's secondary rights, just be able to watch.
No, I say don't go secondary. I say put one show on there. Like, this is where you watch this show. Because if it's destination TV, then you know exactly how many people will go there. And if you're getting more viewers on Collision because it's on Netflix than you're getting on AEW Dynamite, which is on TV, I could tell you something. Tells a story. You want to say something, Kiddo?
I was just gonna say, like, Netflix is doing that golf show, right? If it's successful, if that gets watched, like, then a wrestling show will definitely be watched, because I mean, who watches golf? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Well, there's a lot more people who watch golf than wrestling.
Yeah,
I'm just
he just said.
Well, don't forget that wrestler show kind of set.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
For any wrestling show coming to the thing, because now people are like, oh, wrestling, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the F1 thing they did on Netflix too made a huge difference for F1 viewership.
But don't they got that Vince McMahon documentary or Hulk Hogan show or something coming out on Netflix?
Yeah, Vince McMahon documentary
yeah.
coming
So
out.
maybe,
they do.
yeah, maybe they got some interest. We'll see. But
That's gonna be a crazy one.
yeah. Anybody else got to add anything to add for the TNA or streaming topic before we move forward?
Unsanctioned, what do you think?
Nope.
All right.
We can't see you, so we never know anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is the PWI top 10 wrestlers came out. I think they just released the women and they released the men a long time ago. So their top 10 going from 10 to 1. They have Cody Rhodes as number 10, Josh Alexander from Impact as number 9, Orange Cassidy number 8, Okada number 7, MJF number 6, El Hijo del Vikingo from AAA number 5, Gunther Volter from WWE number 4, John Moxley number 3, Roman Reigns number 2, and Seth Rollins number 1. Does any of those stand out to y'all in the wrong spot, or do y'all think they nailed it?
They definitely did not nail it.
No, I don't think so.
John
not
Moxley,
at all.
number 3.
John Moxley number 3. Let's start there, Beast. Where should John Moxley be at?
Like 25.
25? Oh, come on, man. Listen.
Yeah,
But it's all
Listen.
subjective, and
Yeah.
I have
It's subjective, yeah. We can have the conversation. But why do you feel that way?
I don't think he's a good wrestler, bro.
But John Moxley has pretty much.
Dean Ambrose better.
Oh, come on, you
Yes.
cooking? You
So
cooking,
true.
man? I don't like what you
Dean
cooking, but
Ambrose
you
over
cooking.
John Moxley, like, in every match
like-
he's in, he's like putting
He's-
thumbtacks on the mat, and I'm like, I'm just sick of
But
it.
in every
I'm
match
sick of
is
his I'm sick of his garbage matches.
in every match as Dean Ambrose, he's flying through the ropes, going upside down, the lunatic fringe. Come on, man, he was acting like a kid. I didn't like the Dean Ambrose. I liked him at first, but then they took. He's getting shots in his butt on TV and stuff, man. Like, what's going
End
on?
of the road when they had him with
Come
that
on,
gas
man.
mask and shit. with
Yes.
the vein. I'm like, who the
Yep.
fuck
Oh, they killed him, man. Are you serious?
It
But
totally destroyed his gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah, and John Moxley is kind of carrying AEW on his back, kind of. He's one of the guys who, if they need somebody, you can throw John Moxley in the mix. Our champion is out tonight. What are we going to do? Put John Moxley in there and he can live up to it. And yeah, he's doing something different now, but what he's doing now, he was doing before he got in WWE with the death matches and glass and all that stuff. So, I mean, he's doing what he wants to do right now, and I think he's a good look for them. The blood on the TV or whatever, that's his gimmick. And I think it's cool. I don't mind him at number 3.
And they wanted the Shield. They wanted the Shield 1, 2, 3. Obviously. So.
Yeah. What do y'all think about John Moxley? Because we got to talk about it. What do you think about it, Clint?
I don't know. When he does all the gimmicky stuff, it just feels like he's not to be a jerk, but it's kind of lazy, you know. Like, do more wrestling stuff, you know. It's like you're doing stuff for shock and awe. Like, oh, look what I did to myself. It's like, bro, take care of yourself. We want to see you wrestle, you know. We don't want to see you kill yourself. I
Yeah.
know some people like the blood and guts. The old man wrestler in me, you know. It's just like wrestle.
Yeah.
Don't kill yourself.
But my thing is this, just to rebut that. Everybody on the show is doing wrestling stuff. So if your thing is you like to get cut and you like the blood and guts or whatever, go in the ring and do what you want to do. I mean, yeah, sure, preserve yourself, but look at Darby Allin. Preserve yourself, but I mean, if you like to bleed and stuff, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I just think it's his style, and I'm not mad at it. Look at Mick Foley, Mankind, one of the best wrestlers of all time. Killed himself out there, but hey, he's still a legend, right? Hardcore legend. John
he's a legend,
Moxley
all right,
is the
but he can
modern
hardly
day
do it.
hardcore legend. Brian, what do you think about John Moxley?
I actually always like John Moxley. I just think that a lot of the stuff that he does is like Hey, bro, you ain't got to do that. Like,
Right.
What's it called, bro? Where he stabbed himself in the head with some skewers, and they were like,
Oh, yeah.
out his head, bro. I'm like, yo.
They're like noodles or
Like, what
something,
is
like
going
spaghetti.
on? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just stuff like that, bro. I actually genuinely enjoy his matches, and I do know that he's been carrying AEW. I mean, the guy's been literally praying for a vacation.
Yeah.
But aside from that, though, man, I mean, it's just some of the stuff he does, bro. You don't got to bleed every match to get a reaction. I feel like he's made. I don't want to say I want to say more like AEW as a whole. I get that that's their thing and that's the alternative, but it happens so much that it's not even like as special anymore. Like when you see somebody bleed in a match, brother, you're like, oh, now AEW everybody bleeds. So it's kind of like, to me, it's like, all right, word, he's bleeding. Back then,
Right.
or a couple years ago, like I don't know if y'all remember the John Cena and Brock Lesnar match. I'm talking back close to
I
a decade
remember.
ago, where they were bleeding, and it was like, oh snap, they're bleeding.
Yeah.
Now it's like you see blood every time you turn on AEW. But hey, that's my take on it, though. Everybody's take is different.
So John Moxley or Dean Ambrose?
If I had to, bro, I'm a big Shield guy, bro. I'm not, bro. I would take Dean Ambrose with the Shield. Post Shield, though, I don't know, man.
Clint,
It was a little weird.
I didn't get. Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. Shield, Dean Ambrose, cool. Post Shield ruined them.
They had him like as the main guy at one point.
Yeah.
They had him with the U.S. title. They had Roman and Seth with the tag titles.
Yeah. Clint, I didn't get it. Dean Ambrose or John Moxley? I got to get your pick.
Well, I have to agree with Brian. Dean Ambrose and Shield was pretty awesome. After the Shield, he kind of like, but then early John Moxley in AEW was pretty fire too. So.
Facts.
Yeah.
Come on, think about when he debuted.
Yeah.
Standing
I
on top
love
of the
the
chip
whole
with his
promo he
arms
did.
up.
Stop taking my points, brother.
All right, we're gonna skip Beast because he started this whole nonsense. Mr. Dubs, where you standing at?
I love John Moxley because he has the freedom to do what he's wanted to do for so long. He got so sick of everything WWE forced him into. I know everything he's doing. He loves every minute.
Yes.
And has full control. And I think he's got an amazing future on commentary. His color commentary with that match all through the pay-per-view was absolutely amazing at Wrestle Dream in the pre-show. Everything, I just absolutely loved it. And I thought he had an incredible debut. When he debuted against Kenny Omega, it was literally an oh my God moment for me. Where I was like, holy, like, I couldn't believe it. The DDT through the glass table on that Dynamite. Amazing. They brought him in right. He had an awesome death match with Kenny Omega, if anybody remembers, up until
I remember.
explosion. That match was like incredible. And I was going to be like, whoa, it's going to be an all-time AEW match. And now all it's remembered for was that crappy explosion. I thought the rest of the match was wonderful. And it's different flavors of ice cream. That's what AEW always tries to be. My problem with AEW, too much wrestling on every show. Not enough storytelling.
Right. I agree.
Matches for no reason, right? But I do love John Moxley way more than Dean Ambrose ever, if not only just for the fact that I know he's having fun. Everything he's doing, he's just having the time of his life. And I'm used to the Attitude Era days where Triple H got to bleed in every single match he was ever in.
Right.
Triple H bled way more than John Moxley has in AEW. Go watch it. Go watch any of his pay-per-view matches for 10 years straight. He bled Crimson Mask every match. So it's like, I'm used to this. When if that's what you want to do, you're going to do it, right?
Right.
And so this isn't anything new to me, and I'm just happy that he's having a fun time. Do I count his matches as my favorite match of the night on AEW on any kind of regular? Hell no. Would I put him top 3? Not a chance. But it's, what are you voting? What's your scale? My scale is, it's like if we're just talking in-ring bell-to-bell matches, then Bryan Danielson has to be my number 1. Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. They have to be my top 3. If I'm going just bell to bell. Like Seth Rollins has to be up.
But you mentioned some interesting names there, so I wanna come back to that. But I'm gonna give you one more. You Beast, did you have anything else to add to the conversation about the John Moxley?
Really.
All right, good.
I do agree that I thought the Dean Ambrose the Shield version was the best one.
Yeah, but you just said Dean Ambrose altogether. All right, what about post Shield Dean Ambrose? Do you still say he's better than John Moxley?
A little bit.
Oh my goodness, kiddo! Come on, kiddo. John Moxley, Dean Ambrose.
I agree with Beast. Like Dean Ambrose,
man.
It's just like it was at least a star. He wasn't able to be as lazy as he's being right now, bleeding every week, not really doing anything. Like even after the Shield, like it was cool in the Shield. his United States Championship run was super weird. I still remember it because like he just disappeared with the title. But other than that, like I remember 2016 where he got the WWE Championship. Like it was the post brand split. That was pretty good. Like he carried that pretty well. AJ Styles, that rivalry with what's his name? No
James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth.
At least it was something interesting. I don't know, like when he went to AEW initially, when he went out of the WWE and had his New Japan run, I was actually so behind him because I thought like, oh, finally, they have been holding him back. Now he's going to actually wrestle and he's going to do stuff. But like I saw so many videos of him like throwing the laziest kicks, laziest elbow on like people on the corner. I thought that was going to change, but I don't know. Like he had some great matches. Like when he first went out there, when he returned to AEW, that was actually really good. Like I'll give him his due for sure. But then, I don't know, especially in the last few years, it's just like every single match, he just bleeds. And I don't even remember a match where he didn't bleed. Like, is he doing this as a joke? Or like,
it's his gimmick.
Like, how far can I take it? How far can I have the world record to bleed every single night? Like, at this point, I'll be shocked if he doesn't bleed. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've just been disappointed by.
Did he bleed in the Orange Cassidy match? Because I know Cassidy was bleeding for 90% of it, and Moxley was not. Didn't he? Did Moxley end up bleeding at all in that title match, in the main event?
I don't remember, but I'm gonna say yes and feel like I'm not lying.
I feel like
I'm pretty sure he bled in that match. If Orange Cassidy bled, I'm pretty sure he bled.
But it was the whole match. Orange Cassidy was bleeding and Moxley wasn't. So I don't remember if by
it's possible. I mean, I don't know.
But he went the majority of the match. I remember that.
But calling somebody lazy for working harder is just crazy to me. I'm going to say this. Roman Reigns is lazy. Roman Reigns in every match, he gets beat up the whole match and squeaks it out at the end. Every match is the same. Whether he's fighting Brock Lesnar, whether he's fighting Cody Rhodes, he gets beat up the whole match, flips it around, and then he wins. Same thing John Cena did. John Cena is probably the most successful wrestler of all time, but he was lazy. 5 moves of doom. So calling Dean Ambrose lazy for working harder is crazy. That's just what works.
Lazy.
Lazy.
Like calling MJF lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah.
It's like Roman Reigns, bro.
All right, kiddo. What is it?
The only 2 moves he got to put out is Spear and Superman Punch.
Roman Reigns, right? Yeah, he's lazy. And why don't you get better? I want to see you wrestle. I want to see the wrestling. Why are you getting in there just doing one thing? Look at that. Look.
You know what indie
that's crazy to me. That's all he needs to do. Like what?
It works.
The blood works for John Moxley. So what's the difference? What works for one man might not work for the next. Come on, man.
Made a point to get over a body slam and a kangaroo kick, and it gets the biggest pop of the night every time he does it. That to me is not lazy. That is incredible. The fact that you can get that over. There's a big difference between that and Roman Reigns wrestling the same match every night and John Moxley bleeding in every match. There's a difference between that and lazy. What MJF is doing is brilliant. But I think there's a big difference.
So
I wouldn't call Roman Reigns. I wouldn't call any of them lazy.
Me either. That's the thing. Wrestling is an art. But if you're calling John Moxley lazy for what he's doing in the matches he's putting on, how can you say Roman Reigns is not lazy when he's doing the same thing every match? Every match is the same. Everybody's excited for Roman Reigns and Eli Knight or LA Knight, but who's going to win?
Yeah, nice little mix.
Who's going to win?
But there's going to be an actual story that we care about.
Roman's going to win. There's no story I care about because I know Roman's going to win. Like, why am I excited for this?
If we're being honest, on the PWR list, Roman Reigns should be number 1. If we're being honest,
I'm not going to lie to you. Roman Reigns should be number 1. I'm not going to lie. Roman Reigns should be number 1.
Omega or Bryan Danielson or
I'm honestly more trolling than anything. But Roman Reigns is our world champion. You know what I'm saying? From close to 4 years now, so he should be number 1.
Speak for yourselves. We don't all watch that inferior Philippines and over 50 product.
Oh man,
I think Roman Reigns should have been number 1. I mean, if we're going to jump right there, sure. Or Seth Rollins even. You know what? Seth Rollins should have been number 1 because he's out there doing the work. Roman Reigns is the guy, but Seth Rollins is doing the work.
So you think that Seth Rollins, you're okay with him being number 1?
Yes. The gimmick sucks or whatever, but when it comes to going out there doing the work, it's Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that guy busts his ass, man.
Seth Rollins literally burns it down.
Seth busts, like he busts his ass for sure. I'm just not like, I'm just not sold on him at number one.
It's the gimmick. I mean, that's the only thing.
I think he's top 10 for sure. With the amount of work he puts in, but what?
Hold on, this is a whole nother conversation. Unsanctioned TV. Unsanctioned TV. Jon Moxley or Dean Ambrose?
I'm going with goddamn Dean Ambrose. Come on.
All right, y'all. This has been the WGC pod. I'm gonna let these guys finish this off. I'm out of here.
I'm going with Jon Moxley, bro. I'm going with Jon Moxley.
I'm just kidding. There we go.
Okay, so I like the Shield version of Dean Ambrose. I really enjoyed that. But then after that, I didn't really enjoy that. And me personally, I watched a lot of CZW. I really enjoyed Jon Moxley. He was doing it. I mean, it may be a little overboard, but that's just what he likes to do. He likes to kill himself in the ring, just like Darby Allin. That's just what he likes to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's having the time of his life.
Exactly.
Having
the time of his life.
Doing the wrestling that he wants to do. He walked away from that big WWE money to go do the wrestling he wants to do, and I can respect that.
Yep.
Okay. I just wish there was more storylines. That's it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Give me a reason to have. They built up that death match between him and Kenny Omega perfectly. Just build up his big matches, right?
That's true.
Right.
And I do want to take back me saying he's lazy. I think that's like going overboard. It's just,
he's lazy.
No.
A good storyline for Jon Moxley would be a first blood match. Like, then he bleeds. He loses.
He's going to lose. As soon as he gets in the ring, he's going to lose because something's going to happen.
Not if he wrestles Darby Allin, because Darby Allin might hit himself with a skateboard again.
Darby be tripping, bro.
All right, y'all.
The guy who really has to take care of himself, or else
he's in trouble. Did y'all see that thing with him on the bike show or something? He just did something where he
with a hurt shoulder.
Yeah. He has lost his mind.
That dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie though, bro. That's when Tony Khan got to step in and actually control his talent.
Yeah.
Because at that point, like, dude, you signed to a contract. What the hell are you doing?
Exactly. You're gonna hurt yourself out there, and then what are we gonna do? So yeah.
Yeah.
You see his new tattoo?
See what?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
On his face?
Yeah.
He got a tattoo over his face?
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
That CTE starting to kick in, my boy.
Oh man.
Kicking in.
Well, he paints his face anyway, so I guess he can get away with it.
Darby Allin said he's not planning to wrestle past like 30. Like he's planning on having a very short TNT career.
Well, I mean,
can clearly tell
he's planning on climbing Mount Everest. I don't know if y'all know how that usually turns out, but that he sounds like he might.
Is he right now?
Let's see.
I know. I'll check that out.
Let's find
All right,
out.
so while we're looking up Darby Allin's age, we're going to close the poll. The chat has voted Jon Moxley. It's almost unanimously voted over Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, man, nice
He's
cheating.
30 now. Yes, I don't think he's planning on wrestling like more
hold
than
on.
10 years.
Let me check something real quick. I wanted to bring up a question to you guys.
But did we go through everybody's top three for who they think should be top three this year?
Give it to us. Who do you think should be top 3, Mr. Dubs?
If we're going again, if it's belt, what are the qualifications? Are we just going
It's
belt
up to you. I mean, I don't think I think they might do
They don't
kayfabe
qualify what it means,
qualifications. I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. Because I mean, how come CM Punk's not number one?
Because he should. Oh no, never.
And
Well,
he managed to,
let's move on from Mr. Dubs.
Magical. Paid out in his contract, right? And doesn't have to wrestle. But I'd say for bell to bell, I have to go with Bryan Danielson, man.
Bryan Danielson is one.
Yeah, that's a good
He puts for me, he's my number one just because every match he's in is always quality. No matter who he's against, it's always quality. I just wish there was more story behind most of them. Like his match this week was my match of the week with Andrade El Idolo. And there was no story whatsoever, but it was a fun match. And my number 2 and 3 would have to be just because of their one match or together at, what was it? Not Wrestle Dream, but the other one, Forbidden Door, was Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Interchangeable 2 or 3, doesn't matter. Just their match was so incredible. It blew me away. And I just want to see more singles storylines with Kenny Omega and AEW while we have him. Because he's a very special talent. And we don't get enough storylines with him one-on-one.
Yeah. Clint, what's your top 3?
I would say Cody for his amazing like mic skills. I mean, he can wrestle. He's like the complete wrestler, if that makes sense to you guys.
Yeah, no,
he can
absolutely.
wrestle in the ring. He can put on a great match. He can do the promo stuff, and he does the interview stuff so well. He's just like he does everything so well. It's very difficult to be so good at all three things.
Yeah.
And then Rhea, because she's turned herself into this dominant force in the women's division. Even she's a dominant force to the men too. And I like how they positioned her to be like the leader of the Judgment Day and the stuff they're doing with her title reign and stuff. I think that 5-way, I know if we have time, we'll get into the Crown Jewel later, but that whole 5-way match, I just feel, and then Sami. I know most of that stuff with Sami Zayn happened last year, but the lead up to WrestleMania, which was this year, that whole story arc, that whole thing was such good storytelling. Everybody was invested in that. Everybody turned in every week to see what would happen with Sami next. It kind of fizzled out like I was afraid of this year, but really hoping they can really push Sami back up there and into the title picture with Seth or Drew McIntyre, whoever wins this Crown Jewel. So those are my three: Cody, Rhea, and Sami.
All right, Brian.
All right, man. Cody Rhodes, my number one for sure. Love Cody Rhodes, everything he do, man. He's gonna win a championship this year, and I'm gonna be there. See that? And the other one, I gotta go with Gunther. I love Gunther, man. I love his persona, his work, great stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he does have a very bright future. I think he's gonna be WWE champion one day. Yeah, whether it's the world heavyweight or the undisputed at one point, he's just not gonna be Roman. But my last one is Roman Reigns for sure. I know, he don't wrestle every week on TV. He don't be at pay-per-view sometimes. But hey, man, when that guy is in the building, it feels special. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all his matches, I do understand. His matches aren't top tier, but I enjoy his matches for the most part. And another thing, like I said, bro, just the way he's turned it around since COVID, when they gave him a chance to switch up to the tribal chief and do all this heel stuff, which they should have let him do from the very beginning. But I'm like, he's just done a complete 180 on his character. A lot of people thought with the big dog, they were just like, he was just the industry plant at that point. But with the heel stuff, they definitely switched it up.
All right, Mr. Beast. I forgot I can't go Mr. Beast.
Roman Reigns.
My bad. Beast.
One is Roman Reigns, 2 is Gunther, and 3 is MJF.
Okay.
I used to hate Roman Reigns.
Yeah, me too.
How they kept stuffing them down our throats. It was I had enough of it. I had enough of it.
The big dog.
Suffering succotash.
I think Roman requested
hashtag cancel WWE Network.
He requested to go heel too, I think, during the pandemic. So yeah.
Oh, he did?
Vince was never gonna turn him heel.
Yeah.
He was never gonna turn him heel.
That was his John Cena.
I don't think I hated a wrestler more than Roman Reigns. Maybe John Cena. I don't know. No, I mean when he first came up, when we were supposed to like him. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, this is not it. I love Triple H. He was like my second favorite.
Reign of Terror.
I hated him more than anyone. He buried everyone I wanted to see as champion. He buried all of them.
I loved him for it. Undertaker was my number 1. Triple H was my number 2. I hated Stone Cold more than Triple H because Stone Cold was my brother's favorite wrestler, and when he used to fight the Undertaker, he always won, and my brother would tease me for it, so hated it.
It's because Austin is the man.
But I like your top 3.
I'm
Beast.
Canadian, and I loved Bret Hart, so I hated Stone Cold up until Bret Hart left WWF.
But Shawn Michaels was always better.
Free to love him.
How did you feel? How did you feel about the Montreal Screwjob?
I was literally I was probably in tears at the time.
Really?
So I was so angry. I was so because I was like, he didn't tap. What the hell's going on? Vince, you screwed him. I was so mad, and that's what turn me into a WCW fan though.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on around that time. I was so young.
I was watching a little bit.
Yeah, watching with my dad. I was like, okay. Man, we just looked at it like it was supposed to happen. Like I always thought it was real back then too. So I didn't even have any idea what was going on.
When he won the title over Taker at that SummerSlam, I had drawn a picture of him with the 5 times up and everything. I was a diehard Hart Foundation and Bret Hart fan back then. That's what got me back into wrestling when it first started showing up. I didn't even know.
Oh, we lost Mr. Dubs. Top 3, Kiddo. We'll get Mr. Dubs when he gets back.
Mine's gonna be pretty similar to some of you guys. Number one is going to be Roman Reigns. Oh,
Yeah.
We lost you, Mr.
Oh, my
Dubs.
God.
We got you
There
back.
you go, he's back.
All right, go ahead, kiddo.
Am I? Okay.
yeah. Number one's gonna be Roman Reigns. Number two is gonna be Cody. Even though I'm not 100% sold on him, he needs a better story for sure. He's ready. Like he's ready to do some big stuff. He's just not been doing big stuff. Every week it just comes out and cuts the same promo, does the same segment with the Judgment Day. I am about to choke myself out if I see the same promo again next week. Other than that, it's pretty solid. Now, my number three would maybe be Gunther because I absolutely love everything about Gunther. He's like super good and like you guys said, he has a bright future. But just to be a little different, I think for 2023, my number three will be L.A. Knight. Yeah, because I mean he was Maxine or not Maxine, but Max Dupree,
that's
and
big.
now he's here. So you know you got to give him his props.
Right, big turnaround for him, so I can definitely see that. My top three, I'm going MJF as number one. He's a new guy, became a world champion. He's building himself up to be the future of wrestling. Number two, we going Kenny Omega. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I could go Kenny Omega, but they don't book him right. Number two, I'm going to go Cody Rhodes because the guy's a star.
He's that guy.
He's the guy. I'll give it to him. He's that guy. You know, AEW made him that guy. I'll give that to him. And number three, I'm going Jade Cargill. Went the whole year undefeated, left AEW. Now she's got a big money deal with the WWE, being positioned in a great way, and I think she's got a big future too. So, got to give it to her. Unsanctioned TV, what you got?
Kenny, I see you, my boy.
Now, AEW guys, you know, if you notice, all three of them, AEW. MJF, AEW, Cody Rhodes. AEW made Cody Rhodes.
Claim Cody.
We claiming Cody. Listen, WWE got rid of Cody, had him doing Stardust gimmicks. He is AEW Cody Rhodes in WWE right now. They made him that. So, unsanctioned TV, what you got?
Well, I'm going to do two separate ones. I'm going to do the ladies and the men. I'm going to start off with the ladies. You know, number one, got to go with Mommy, Rhea Ripley. Number two, going with Bianca Belair. Number three, going with my girl Io Shirai. You already know what's up. Going to the men's. Number one, similar to you, MJF. Number two, I mean, I would say Cody, but I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go with Gunther. And number three, I'll put Cody right there. And I'll say, because I really wanted to put Carmelo Hayes up here, to be honest. I think in the future, in due time, Carmelo Hayes will be in that top five. I'm telling you.
Yeah. One thing I worry about Carmelo, though, do y'all think he's too small? Y'all think, well, Triple H is running it now. Y'all think he'll put the strap on him?
It's not Vince somewhere. It's not Vince.
I think that he is a small guy. I think he's like 5'10", 5'11", but the way he wrestles, very different than all the smaller guys. Like he don't wrestle like a Ricochet. I feel like if he wrestled like Ricochet, it would be a completely different story. Like I think Carmelo he's gonna be that guy when he gets to the main roster.
Who has the bigger future? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, did you see how they booked Tozawa and Bronson Reed? Vince would have it be a squash match, but the way Triple H booked it is he let Tozawa get some offense in, and it was actually a decent match considering the size difference. So Carmelo Hayes might be fine under Triple H, I think, because the way they book the smaller talent. Instead of just squashing him because he's a big guy, they'll actually let him get some offense in and shine a little bit. That's much better.
But does that make sense?
Gargano and see what happens with him.
Honestly, though, like I'm really just sold on the way that his NXT reign went. Like every match was a great match with Carmelo. Any match you put him in, and you could say that for Ilja as well. Ilja is another guy who's freaking amazing. So the way that he handled the reign, that's kind of why I can see it in the future when he gets to a main roster, that he'll hold one of the big titles at one point. I don't think he'll go his whole career without it.
Okay. Anybody else got any thoughts on Carmelo? So who has the bigger upside, Carmelo or Trick?
I said Melo, man. Melo don't miss.
Carmelo, but Trick, man, I don't know, bro. I like Trick's character development right now.
I think Trick's going to leapfrog him.
You think so?
Bigger guy. I mean, he's got the charisma. He's got the same charisma, same potential.
He's a bigger guy, but I see more like mid-card tier in Trick.
I see more champion in Trick.
I don't know
Me
about
too.
leapfrogging him, but I definitely think that he will be a big name. Like
I think
everybody's
he's
getting
gonna-
behind the Seth Rollins, the whoa. You know, everybody's
Whip
gonna
that-
love that whoop that
whip that-
trick. Everybody's
whip
gonna
that
love
trick
that
is
in the
fire.
roster, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Okay,
you.
so
Question a month ago. Like
He's the whoop the
couple
trick
years
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why were they chanting that on Battle of the Belts? They were
just
chanting
wanna-
whoop that trick in the trios title match.
Boom, that tells you right there. That tells you right
I
there.
was just
Yeah.
wondering. I was like, "Where's this from?" Like, I know the
Yeah.
song and stuff, but I was like, didn't know what wrestler it was from. I was like, "Why are they chanting this in this match?"
The way
Was,
they're building
um,
Trick, though, I think he's gonna. I definitely think he's gonna go up. Like, he's gonna do really well.
Yeah, I see Champion and Trick. I see Carmelo Hayes. He's definitely got it, but I think his height's going to hurt him because he's really small in there. If you put him in there with Randy Orton, I mean, what are we doing? Is he smaller than Rey Mysterio, same size, or what? Where is he?
Nah, Rey Mysterio, bro. Come on, Rey Mysterio like 5'3".
I'm just saying, when I see him in there next to Trick, he looks really small, so I don't know.
No, I think Carmelo's like 5'10". I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess how tall is Seth Rollins? I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6'1"?
So Seth Rollins is 6'1". Carmelo Hayes is.
Now they're going to put their heights taller on there too.
All right, so Carmelo's 5'10", like just like I thought.
So you should take about 2 inches from that, because they build them taller than they are. So he's probably like 5'9". Yeah.
How tall did they build Adam Cole?
Oh, they said he was like 6'1" or something, isn't it? Right?
So
That's a no. That's not it.
No way.
And is Adam Cole like short or something?
Adam Cole is short.
5'9".
Yes.
Yeah, and they build him
Okay,
as like
so
6 something.
Adam Cole
They're
could have been that
building
guy in
him as
WWE
6'1".
too.
You say, yeah, I think with under Triple H, absolutely, Adam Cole could have got the belt.
Oh yeah, under Triple H.
I just think height don't matter. Like unless you like Rey Mysterio size of son, bro.
Hey,
I
Ray
just don't think
pulled it
really
off
matter
though.
That much no more.
He pulled it
Yeah,
off.
I'm saying,
Height matters
Yeah.
when there's 10 top guys that are all like 6'6" and above, because then height matters because you can't have, it's
Right, I
always
agree.
the same.
Yeah.
Then you're always having the same underdog story. You're allowed to have one Daniel Bryan in WWE, but you can't have 10 of them, right?
Yeah.
I
and
agree.
if the majority of your guys are over 6'6", it doesn't work. That's why I don't like what AEW is doing with Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow, and bringing back Lance Archer all at the same time, because it's all the same kind of. You're booking them the same, and it doesn't make sense. When you have one monster that's squashing people, scary. When you have 6 Braun Strowmans, it doesn't matter anymore. So
Right.
it's the same thing with the little guys. So it just depends on what the roster is when he gets there. If the main roster is all around 6'1", 6'2", it won't matter at all. If the main roster is, Brock Lesnar and above, then it will matter.
All right, so let's see. We see Kiyoshi, Abe Games, Tricky is going to be over on the main roster. I definitely agree with that. Ray is unique from Dummy Account. Ray is unique. Shout out to the Dummy Account. Yeah, you're right. Ray Mysterio is one of one. Like back in the day, there was a lot of small guys like that who really couldn't pull it off, but Ray Mysterio was like the smallest of them all, and he pulled it out. So you got to respect him. That's a legend. What do y'all think about the development of Dominic Mysterio?
Amazing.
When he first came in, I was like, oh, this isn't going to work. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he gets the biggest response of the night, whether good or bad. I mean, you can't hear Jack what he's saying. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but Triple H, didn't he call it out?
Yeah.
Didn't Triple H call it out and said, I thought they piped that noise in. These people really do hate you.
People keep saying that, bro.
Yeah, they
Like,
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
mean, with
problem,
Dominic,
is they have done that, though. So
Yeah.
people question it.
Yeah, they have. I
Yeah.
mean, I seen a video the other day where Sean Ross was trying to say that the noise was pumped in, and somebody actually took a real video. You couldn't hear whatever he was saying in the video, Dominic. But just to talk about his development, I think it's been a complete 180 as well for him. Like what he's doing is freaking amazing. He gets a good response every time. The only thing which he is getting better at is his wrestling. His wrestling is getting better, and obviously I think everybody knew his wrestling needed some work. So I did like that they sent him. They didn't send him, but in a way he's getting more reps with NXT. So I am a fan of that they kind of did that, and I mean I think he's gonna be good. The one thing I do hope they change his attire. That attire is
Yeah.
Aside from that, yeah.
He's got to build himself up a little.
But yeah, he's got to grow into his man body.
Yeah, but when he came in, I just thought he didn't really have the look at all. But he grew his hair out into like the mullet and stuff. I think he actually looks like a wrestler now. He got that baby face stuff going out of there. So I like to see his progression because they kind of just like threw him in. Like he didn't even go to NXT and have a run. They threw him in on the main roster like swim, and I think he did good. He swam. But I'm sorry, you were going to say something, kiddo?
No, I was just agreeing with you. And also for how young he is, the fact that he's able to get this good and shows a lot more potential to get even better that's a good sign.
Okay,
I agree. All right, before we move forward, did anybody else want to give their top 3 women?
In general?
Yeah, for the PWI thing.
Bianca Belair.
I forgot
Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Obviously, the clear winner is Mercedes hasn't wrestled this year, Monet.
I don't think so. Now that's something I really got a problem with.
The most
I think
anticipated debut that I've been waiting to see not happen. And
Bailey is better than Sasha. Bailey's better than Sasha. Bianca Belair is better than Sasha. Charlotte's better than Sasha. Becky Lynch is better than Sasha. I say all four of the Sasha Banks was the weakest of the 4 horsewomen.
Actually, one of the best wrestlers ever.
Hey, this is my.
Sasha's my number 1 woman.
Her promo is terrible. And she gets hurt every time she has a good match.
Hey, that theme song where she was singing was fire though.
I don't watch
her theme song wasn't her. She wasn't singing her theme, was she?
Wasn't it her rapping?
That wasn't her.
She sounded like her.
No, that wasn't her.
Anyway, though, I do understand that a lot of y'all don't like Charlotte. I'm not a huge fan either, but when Charlotte turns it on,
she's on. Yeah. You can't deny Charlotte. I didn't like her when she first came to the main roster. I thought she was the weakest, but she showed up. I think Sasha's the only one who can't like talk and wrestle. She can wrestle, sure. She can get in there and tear it up and get hurt every time, but she can't really talk. But on Sanctioned TV, I heard the growl. What do you think about that?
Bro, it's like you was just saying, like, it's when she turns it on. That's the question. When, bro? Like, I've seen. I'm not saying Charlotte is a bad wrestler, but like, if we're doing like even a quick eye test from a casual, like Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, whatever you want to call her, like me personally, plenty more matches that I enjoy from Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks than I do with Charlotte. But I will say her match with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, she fucking killed it. Like you said, when she actually wants to turn it on and be like, not have an off day, like, let's just get this over with. Then she's. I think
she turns it on the people, depending on the people she's wrestling. If you ask me,
who, Charlotte or Sasha? Yeah,
Charlotte. Like I think if she really likes you, I think she's gonna put on a banger. If she don't really rocks with you like that, she's going to just kind of like her whatever.
If y'all noticed when Bianca came out to save her, like Bianca held her hand up and Charlotte didn't like acknowledge her to help her get up, and instead of Bianca being left hanging, she pat her on the back, and like Charlotte never acknowledged her while they were in the ring. Now there's supposed to be 2 baby faces. I don't know if I doubt it's story stuff, but. Charlotte might have a problem with her.
I don't believe Charlotte is. I mean, I know that she's having a babyface storyline right now, but
yeah, she's not.
She's not a babyface, bro.
Right.
Never. Not at all.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mercedes has been my favorite women's wrestler. I love Becky Lynch on her rise and like the storylines, but as far as bell to bell, it was always Sasha Banks for me. Always.
Yeah, I do like Sasha Banks.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Bell to bell, my favorite women's match of all time, Sasha and Bailey. Either 1 or 2 when NXT, they were in NXT.
Takeover Brooklyn.
Yeah. Best women's matches I ever seen. But as far as like the full package when she moved to the main roster, I just think she missed.
Really? I didn't.
I think so.
I just didn't.
What about you, Beast? I saw you react. I saw a reaction from you too. What do you think about the Sasha and everything?
I don't really care about women's wrestling, bro.
Oh, okay.
I really don't. I will say this: the one who impressed me this year was probably Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
match with Charlotte. That was a great match.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley is impressive all around. Because I say when she came up to the main roster, she kind of like she was lost for a second. Like I don't know if Vince didn't understand her or whatever, but she seemed like she was lost. But she picked it back up. Like, she didn't end up getting released or anything. They figured it out.
I think her joining Judgment Day saved her though.
Yeah, I think that was that's what she needed.
Before that, she wasn't doing.
I think
anything
I think that saved all of them.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because Damian Priest, they tried to put him.
Edge's idea
Damian
too.
Priest wasn't doing anything. Dominic Mysterio.
You said it was Edge's idea, so he did say he plucked him,
Edge
right?
wanted to bring her in.
Yeah, it was Edge's idea.
Yeah, so he helped him a lot.
Old Adam.
Oh, I see. Kiyoshi, man, that name is getting me. Kiyoshi Abe Games says Kyrie as well. She's really good. She's small too. She's another one like Julia Hart. The small girls who get in there and kill it. Sasha Banks is one of the small girls who kills it too. But I love her that elbow, the insane elbow.
Yeah, it's pretty, very pretty.
Yeah. But all right.
Athena's finish from my two favorites.
Oh yeah, Athena. She has a good moveset. Didn't she change her finisher? And she has another good one.
Oh, is she not doing the top rope?
I think she's doing something else now, which is good because that's going to kill her back if she keeps doing that stunner thing.
Tiffany Stratton is pretty dope
prettiest
too.
finisher.
Tiffany Stratton. What's Tiffany Stratton's? Let me see.
Doesn't she do like a moonsault? But I don't know.
That's so good.
It was
Tiffany Stratton, bro. I'm telling you,
my bad,
right
y'all.
now, she is going to be a star.
Yeah,
She had a good match at No Mercy.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I should watch it though.
She's going to be a star, bro.
What about Nikita Lyons?
I'm a fan.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Tiffany Stratton.
I mean, Tiffany Stratton, she's going to be a star. I think that whenever she goes to the main roster, that's going to be great. Nikita Lyons, bro, I'm going to be honest with y'all, she's going to be great, and she's going to get pushed as well just because of her ass.
Yeah. And she's going to be going viral. Like every time she gets in the ring, she goes viral. So they're going to love that.
Got a lot to push, yeah.
She is going to be pushed, my brother. I'm just going to let you know that now.
Yeah.
Is she going to take over the Rhea Ripley memes?
She's going to get pushed like, she kind of remind me of like Eva Marie, how Eva Marie handles social media a little bit. She just could wrestle. Like
she leans into the sexual stuff like that?
Yeah. Like, bro, every
sexuality.
picture you see her, every Instagram post, her ass is on the post.
Bro, I swear, bro. Like, look at his ass. Every single post.
Have you seen what Jade Cargill posts? I mean,
boy. Yeah. I mean, I feel like most of the women go that route. I mean,
that's
what's that?
Social media. That's
social
Instagram
media,
and most of that is. So for them, I mean, the thing that always got me, and I always would show my girlfriend is Natty Neidhart. I'm like, you know what Natty looks like. We watch Total Divas and stuff together like that. It's like, here's Natty, and it's like, here's her Instagram picture. Look, this is a different person. Like, this is a very, like, you know what I mean? And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, these are what filters do. Look at her and her sister. Here's what they actually look like the before and after. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
So they all do that.
I got a question for y'all though. Like, listen, man.
Hey, let's go.
How do y'all feel about these women transitioning over to like OnlyFans and stuff after they get released? Like, do y'all care? Is it like?
In the 90s, they all did Playboy.
I don't care. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Tori Wilson and everybody.
Playboy a little bit more.
But they got paid a lot of money to do it.
Nah, Sable and Tori Wilson, they were naked in the Playboy.
Tori, Maria Kanellis.
Yeah, they used to be naked back in there.
They all were. China,
but Playboy isn't really. You know, Brian's young. He probably doesn't remember the nude Playboy days. So I'm just saying.
I was sad that Terry Runnels and Deborah never made it. And Deborah said in an interview...
You were sad about it? Oh, man.
I was sad they were never in it. I was so sad. Those are my teenage crushes, man.
No, yeah, I feel you.
Teenager Deborah and Terry Runnels, those are my two favorites, and they never made it. And Deborah said in an interview, it was because she was married to Steve, and Steve wouldn't let her do it because she desperately wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I was like...
I don't blame Steve. I mean, hey.
Slamming the desk like, damn it.
I mean, to be honest, though, bro, the way I feel about it is good for them because I feel like they're getting a bag without really putting their body on the line anymore.
Yeah.
They already built that fan base. I mean, the people that want to go pay for that won't be
That's what I'm
losing.
saying. And I guarantee you they're getting more money from that. They're getting way more money out of that than they would have just from one Playboy shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where,
like,
Mandy
WWE
made a
would have taken a
bag.
cut.
Yeah, she did.
Mandy did get a bag.
But my thing is this, you know, I don't care if they do it. I just hope they realize what comes with it. Because you do that OnlyFans stuff, WWE is not going to hire you back. Because now you got that stuff on the internet. I mean, look what happened to China.
They wouldn't before, but now they're owned by...
I don't know. That man's cooking. He's cooking.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Transitioning.
I mean, Paige Van Zandt does it, and she was in the UFC, so... You're right. I mean, they're owned by the same company. So, I mean, yeah, it could be. But then again, that's still going to close.
Like that's a little different, though. I feel like UFC and WWE
it's different,
a bit different because I feel like you're not seeing that fighter or wrestler
every week
on the screen on UFC every week.
Yeah.
I feel like a WWE wrestler putting their boobs online or whatever the case is, I feel like that's just bad publicity for the company as a whole. Like if Becky Lynch had her OnlyFans and she just going,
oh yeah, that's not
on WWE every week, that's like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
No, Kiro. He said if Becky Lynch. I saw Kiro trying to go subscribe really quick. He just said if. Now she doesn't have one.
Right quick.
But yeah, I mean, if they want to do it, I say I don't mind it. I don't care at all. I mean, Lacey Evans, her stuff was all on Twitter, so you know, if it's making her money, she's got kids and stuff. If her husband's happy with it, do what you do.
Yeah.
They got to chill with what they putting on my timeline. Lacey Evans is wilding
Right.
day after.
But when you say that they'll never be able to go back to WWE, on that same token, aren't most of them saying that they're making like so much more money in a few months than they'd make in years worth of contracts at WWE? So why would they ever want to go back, right?
I mean, they might get old. I mean, they all get old, and you know, they might want to come back for like a Legends appearance, sign a Legends contract. You're kind of cutting all of that money out.
They're going to get raggedy one day. Gotta go back, man.
Short term, it's great, but you got to be smart with it. If you're not, your reputation is also.
Or if you want to go do a movie, maybe you land a movie role, they find out you're doing that, and they're going to be like, oh, no, we don't want to, we don't want that on us.
That's why Tori and Sable haven't been in the 2K games for so long.
No, Brock Lesnar canceled Christmas on Sable. He didn't want her on TV, on WWE or nothing.
Okay.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar.
that's his wife. He said, you stay on.
Tori's come back for appearances and stuff, but Sable never has.
The hell Brock Lesnar got going on?
That's his wife. I guess, you know, he's like.
But why we can't? It's a wrestling game.
I guess he wants him to forget about her history there. I don't know. I think he stole her from her husband, Mark Merrill. And yeah.
I did hear that. Hey, bro, listen, bro.
Brock, yeah.
If Brock Lesnar wanted my, hey, bro, you can have him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means Brock Lesnar's got to be at least like, what, 5, maybe 10 years younger than her?
I think so.
Probably more than that.
Right?
Hey, bro.
Right?
Older women is crazy by 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, Brock's now what? He's like 45? 50?
Is he? Sable's 56.
So he's got to be like 55. 50, or, sorry,
Brock
45,
Lesnar
45.
is 46.
44?
He's 10 years older, 10 years younger than her. He must have been watching her on TV back in the days when she had that hand bikini on, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta get that."
He saw the Playboys, brother.
Yeah.
Saw the Playboys spreads.
All right. Anybody else got anything else to add to that topic?
Nah.
While Kiddo's trying to find the OnlyFans account.
Top three women. Still vote for Sash.
Top 3 women? Y'all wanted to drop your top 3 women?
Top 3 women were like what? Look like OF?
EWI.
Well, let's go OF. Top 3. Who do y'all want to see the OF from? If y'all brave enough, answer it. If you brave enough, answer it. Which 3? In the chat, what top 3? Man, I'm not gonna get in trouble, man. My wife, she might be watching right now. Let me see.
I got you.
If the feed ends, we know why.
Nah, she doesn't care. She know we doing content. Oh, Brian put it in the chat. He wants to see.
Really?
Okay. All right. We're gonna drop it. All right, next 3 while y'all put y'all's top 3 in the chat. Let's see. WWE 2K23 Bad Bunny DLC. Brian, you want to lead this one?
Yeah, man, let's get it. All right, so basically, if y'all haven't been in tune on Twitter, y'all already know what happened. The Bad Bunny DLC, they dropped the LWO attire from Backlash. No Backlash Arena, no Bad Bunny theme song. They dropped something from my faction and the Bad Bunny model with the LWO shirt. That was $9.99. The price tag was just too much. The people who bought the $120 edition, they didn't get it. You still have to buy it, which, like I said in my video, I do understand that there's revenue to be made. This is a company at the end of the day. They're going to charge you. I just thought $9.99 was too much. $5, all right. You know what I'm saying? $5 is whatever. But $10 is like, I'm not buying it. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, that's where the outrage is coming from. If you can do what you just did with Bad Bunny, you can do it with the wrestlers from my faction as well. So that was another point I put out as well. If you can do it, then you can do it. You can do it with my faction. So I just feel like it's just craziness, bro. I mean, they can't patch Universe mode, but y'all got a $140 Bad Bunny edition out. It's just I don't know how I feel about it, but It's just it's, I don't know, it just don't look good from them.
Yeah, so
How
it
do you
wasn't.
feel about them dropping $140 pack in the middle of this, in halfway between games, while announcing their discontinuing service for the last year's game?
Right. So I definitely so basically they're redropping, like they're putting out another edition of the game. So the game is included, they dropping everything. It's just $140 now. But yes, to your point, the consumer who buys that now basically has 13 months to play the game before they shut down the servers on it. So that again, it don't really make sense, bro, how they're doing it. But I do know that Twitter, they like to do a lot of outrages for stuff, and it's like, bro, they've been shutting down servers on games for years now. Like, this is not new. You know what I'm saying? So people just want to create conversation. It is what it is, but it's not new. It's been happening for years. It happens with every game. They do it with Madden. They do it with 2K. It's just
the
2K.
lifespan. It's just the lifespan on this one. This one has a shorter lifespan.
Right, I agree. Because NBA 2K, they shut down. They basically go like 2 years. Every 2 years, they shut down a server of a game 2 years old. So I see here with 22, they're not even wasting time. They're getting right to it. Year and a half, they're not even waiting until 24 to come out. So that's just how I feel about it.
It would make more sense to me if they just waited till 24 dropped.
Yeah,
right.
That's the way. Right, agreed.
That would make way more sense to me.
Yeah.
So it was just the Bad Bunny costume in the pack. It was nothing else.
And some My Faction, like you had a My Faction card that you could like upgrade. And from somebody in my comments, he said that the stuff that he's doing is not even counting because it's glitched. So the people who bought the pack waiting to upgrade the card, they can't even get their Diamond Bad Bunny right now because the card is glitched. Like the stats aren't upgrading.
That's bad. That's a
It
bad.
comes with some currency
like,
too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it comes with like 15K My Faction points or something like that, bro. I mean, hey, they're just trying to get everybody to play this mode. It's not good.
You know how it would have got me to play this mode years ago? Doing a live stream previewing My Faction, saying, "Hey, look at this cool ladder system we have." Instead of showing me cards with points on it and that look exactly like your Super Cards game, and making me think that you want me to pay to play Super Cards on my. I literally thought that was the game mode.
Oh yeah,
up until Kenny had that interview with Assemble. I literally thought that this was a card game.
Yeah, you could definitely grind My Faction for sure without spending money. It's just, I just feel like it's endless grinding, endless grinding. And if you like that, you like that. But it's just, I just feel like there's so much more they can do with the mode. Some people are like, "Oh, remove it." I think there's a lot of potential with this mode. I honestly think that they can do a lot with it coming from an Ultimate Team mode player from other games, but it just depends on what they want to do.
But they never even previewed it and showed us what the game is.
Right.
Well, they did. It's just that
they're never properly. Not that
I just never caught it. Yeah, I never caught it either.
They did. It's just that the marketing rollout was very similar to somewhat of like an NBA 2K. They got to understand, basketball, wrestling, two completely different things. People want the attire. People play my team to play with legends and see their cards get upgraded throughout the year. WWE is a completely different monster than that. It's why it's not going to work if they keep approaching it this way.
Isn't the NBA series and like the ones that use this or like FIFA and stuff like that, isn't it to play online and that's why you pay money is to have higher stat players to beat other players online? Isn't that generally what gets the money per game? But isn't all of My Factions not online?
No, it has
Correct.
online.
No,
Exactly.
it's online.
It has one quick play match that they haven't done anything else to online. That's the only thing they have right now. The quick play?
I think you could.
I think they got like quick play and they got some live events or something, whatever.
Yeah.
But the live events are offline.
Yeah.
So the only thing they got going on for online is the quick play matches. Like, for example, Madden, it has I'm a big Madden player right now. That's my game. So it has something called seasons. So you take your team and then you play. You play 5 games to make the playoffs. Then you win 2 games and then a Super Bowl. So that's the way that you make coins. In WWE, they could do something right. It's really fun. It's just a money pit. But if you do something with WWE like that, where
win a championship, like a King of the Ring.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect example. You do a King of the Ring live event. You take your wrestler in there. They put 16 players in a bracket. Whatever the case is, if a player has to leave, they just forfeit. They could, like I said, they could go so many different ways about it. It's just they're not doing what they have to do with it.
Why hasn't there ever been a King of the Ring properly online that just autofills people in?
They don't care.
That would be awesome online.
Yeah.
Just be able to a little mini tournament every time, and you're like playing, and as soon as you lose, just go into a new one. That'd be fun.
Agreed.
How do you think this will affect 2K24 and how they monetize it? Do you think they're going to break up the DLC into separate packs like this with the My Faction card separately, so $10 a character, or do you think they're going to keep doing the bundles?
They're not. Like I said, I'm going off past experience of what they're doing now. Microtransactions are just going to keep getting bigger. If people are opening packs for those cards, there's going to be they literally have no reason to put the My Faction content as DLC, because there's already people spending maybe $100 to open packs. So it's like, all right, why am I going to put this card for them to just get it for $10 when I have somebody already spending what 10 people could have spent for this one card? So it's not going to happen.
Whales ruin games for the rest of us.
So what do y'all think about DLC coming out this late? Being that WWE 2K24 is coming out in like 5 months, do y'all think they should shut the DLC releases off when they did previously, or would y'all like to see them keep coming out all year?
Go ahead, Clint. I want your take on this. I seen your comment.
Yeah, I saw your video. I saw your video on this.
Well, this late into the game's life, if they're just going to shut down the servers, I feel like you're scamming people. So I feel like you should just I don't know, just save it for the next game. But I really feel like this is just a test to see how people react to it for 2K24, and they might really change how they monetize the game in 2K25. I mean, I feel like this late in life, like, let's throw a DLC out there. People hate it, but let's just test the waters. Let's see what it does. Because they picked a non-wrestler. They didn't pick, if it was, let's say, a special version of, like, whoever your favorite wrestler is. Let's say it was Jade Cargill. I mean, I would have bought that. That would have been awesome. Yeah. And what a great way to like, really push her. Because as she's making her debut, look at this character pack you could buy. I mean, wouldn't you buy into it if you could, like, oh, cool, she's there now? Sweet, look at this new character pack. Who cares about the My Faction stuff? But, hey, you might interact with the game more. And that would get more sales in the game, too. Just getting people back because you see a new wrestler on TV. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it would have been cool if it was, or even if they did something with the current wrestler, like with an attire, but like a Jade Cargill, excuse me, I'm sure they would want to save that for 2K24 though, cause to make it look shiny. You know, you got the new shiny wrestler in there, but if they put her in 2K23, they're going to be like, they're kind of blowing that opportunity. So I understand why they didn't do it with a new wrestler, but I think a new attire for a wrestler, or even if you did Bad Bunny, you could have did it for a wrestler as well. So I don't know, maybe, well, Roman Reigns, he's lazy. He doesn't ever change up his attire, so we can't really get no new Roman Reigns outfit. Maybe they put black hair Cody Rhodes in there.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Push
you know what?
Stardust. Everybody would have bought that.
Yeah, that would have been that's a good example of what they could have done. But then they would have had to add taunts and stuff if his stuff isn't already in there. But one of my favorite Cody Rhodes to mention, remember when he came out and fought Brody Lee? And like that, I think it was like with the black hair. I think he had like a suit on too. Yeah, he looked like an evil version of Cody Rhodes. I think that's something he should go back and forth.
He was going to turn. He was going to turn, but then he didn't.
Yeah, that was a good look for him though.
I do have a question for y'all though.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that this wasn't in the notes. Sting announced his retirement. Who do y'all think he's wrestling for his last match?
We'll start with Clint. What do you think, Clint?
Darby.
Well, there's some rumor going around that he's wrestling some old timer. I hope it's not Ric Flair, because that would be not fun to watch.
Dude,
I'd be like, don't die. Well, if he's going to wrestle somebody in AEW, I would hope it'd be someone like the champ, MJF. I mean, give him the champ treatment, man. MJF is awesome.
They could work.
I mean, who else do you think?
What do you think, Brian?
I think it got to be a young star that can get the most out of their retirement, in my opinion. Like, I know Darby, he keeps saying he don't got that many years left, so do you give him that win if he don't got as many years left as...
I don't think Darby would want to win. I think Darby would take the L, but I think Darby's the match.
Okay. I've also heard rumblings of Edge, or I wouldn't want to see that personally. I mean, I kind of do want to see the fantasy match, but not for the retirement match, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. I don't want to see Adam Copeland retire him, or Sting wins the match and he goes out. Like, I don't want to see that. Just give me a Sting and Adam Copeland match separately from that. But, I mean, honestly, like you guys are saying, I think Darby is probably the right guy to end it or take the match. I mean, I don't know who wins or not, but I don't know. I don't know if Sting will put him over or if Sting would want to go over on his last match. It depends.
What do you think, Beast?
Could be. I was gonna say Darby, but maybe like a heel Adam Cole, because I think by Revolution
That would be fine.
That's a good one.
early March
I think it's
Revolution,
in-
right?
I
Or
think
late,
it's in
or late
January.
February.
February?
I think it's February. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think Adam Cole will be champ by that time, and maybe Sting will try and take the title off him, and that will be his retirement match.
Mr. Dubs?
I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a one-on-one match. If it's
It
a
has
tag
to.
match, it'll be
Retirement match?
It-
Yeah.
it-
For a legend like Sting, yeah, it has to be.
It,
I
it
want to
should
see
be.
Sting
but
retire
I'm
in a
just-
2v2.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like, look at Undertaker and Goldberg. Like, that was a horrible match. Does Sting want that to be his last match, kind of deal? I don't know. But
I still think Sting can go though for one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. But I
Yeah.
also don't understand why it's going to happen in February at a random Revolution. Great, it's 2 years after his debut in AEW. Why wouldn't you do it to sell more tickets to your next 70,000 seat, 80,000 seat Wembley show? Why wouldn't this be the big finale to sell those tickets so that Wembley gets that big bump that they're going to need next year in ticket sales? It makes no sense that it's here and not last Wembley or next Wembley.
Could be the
Don't
end of
have
his
to.
contract. Either end of his contract or maybe that's when
Sign
he
an
feels like his
extension for
gas
one
tank
match.
is
I don't
coming
know.
up. I don't know.
I do agree with Dubs though. I like even if people were worried like, oh, maybe he doesn't want to go that long. Maybe you could write him off TV or something.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, you do have. That's a great point
It
actually.
makes
Because right
no
now,
sense to me.
with the way ticket sales are going, they gotta like ramp it up for next year. Not obviously they're still months away, but they gotta have something.
But if they
to
announced that
right.
as next year's Wembley, that would have made so much more sense. It's like, okay, wow, tickets are going to go on sale. You're going to get to see Sting's last match. People will travel for that. Whereas, like, now it's at Revolution. It's like, at a 10,000 seat, 15,000 seat arena? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what goes into
I
that,
still think
though.
it'll be Darby.
Are they able to lock the Wembley in like this soon to know when or if they're going to be able to do it again?
Well,
But
it's already locked in.
Oh, they already locked it in?
announced it at the
Oh, okay.
post-fight
Yeah.
thing from Wembley. They said it's
Yeah.
going to be an annual
Oh, yeah.
thing on the bank holiday weekend. So it'll always... So all out will be the following week again in July.
Oh, man.
It'll be all in Wembley. It'll be exactly the same as this year. They want to do that annually. I don't
Wasn't
know why.
like the paid
but-
attendance like 80? Paid
They
attendance.
gotta
was
stop
like
doing that,
80,000,
bro.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they want to touch those numbers again and get above 70K, this would be
They're gonna
a
have to
big
do
draw
something.
for it.
Yeah.
This would
I
be- this
literally
I can't believe it.
see no reason why it's not at Wembley because, like, say Sting's contract is coming up at Revolution or whatever, like it's Sting. Like, you can literally bend the world, the time and space, and make Wembley happen. Like, who cares? And I'm even debating in my head if like announcing it this early or in this way, is that the right move? I guess we're
Yeah, I
gonna have
thought
to
the
like
same.
see what happens. But it's so weird now that I think about it. And when I heard him say he's gonna retire at Revolution, for some reason my mind immediately went to MJF too. That's what I thought. Like, he should face. And like, my friends said Darby Allin. I was like, all right. He's been having this, relationship with Darby. So I guess it makes sense. But for some reason, I didn't even remember Darby. So I don't know. MJF, he's the top guy now. He's the champion. I would want Sting to go in a big way, right?
Yeah.
In the main event, like, I certainly don't want to see him get the Kurt Angle treatment, for example.
Yeah,
I think he'll win the match if it's against Darby, but I don't know if it. I also potentially see a screw job thing
No.
to ruin the retirement match and them doing the Wembley thing, because it just doesn't make any sense that it's not Wembley to me when they have that show booked.
Yeah. So I thought that.
Do you think they screw the match to then wait 4 months to do Wembley?
Yeah.
Injury angle, yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Injury angle could work.
Injury angle.
So that's why you
just
write him
have-
off TV. Okay.
Yeah, so he has to come back for revenge. He didn't get the retirement match that he was supposed to get. It could be against Bullet Club Gold in that case, or whoever, whatever. Some faction beats the crap out of him, and you get the retirement match at Wembley.
Tony Khan needs to hire y'all. I mean, come on, guys. Y'all just booked it. Y'all found the issue and found the resolution that quick. But I'm with you, Kiddo. I said, why are they announcing it right now? I don't understand. We're like 4 months away from this pay-per-view. And Assemble made a good point. Maybe he's going to do like a retirement run where he wrestles at each one of these pay-per-views leading up to Revolution. So, I mean, I would understand it if they did that way. If not, then they gotta,
Isn't there just two pay-per-views?
Well, I mean, 2 pay-per-views then, yeah, sure.
Like, isn't it Revolution the second one, though? So there'd be...
Well, there's your 2 pay-per-view run. But, I mean, it depends. Maybe he does, weekly matches or whatever, however they handle it.
Yeah.
Making me lose my train of thought. But, to jump to the point, I think his final match might be against Edge because, I mean, we look at how Edge came in. Sting was in the ring with Christian. He was like, you did this against Edge or Sting? Sting, like he was saying, this was your favorite wrestler. You used to paint his face like him or whatever. So it could be against Edge or Christian. I don't know if that's something they're going to build up towards. But it would make sense. And that injury angle, y'all actually sold me on that. So hopefully that's what they're going for. What do you think on Sanction TV?
Yeah, kind of the same. Edge, Darby, and can definitely throw MJF in there. Because MJF, he's just that wrestler, man. Doesn't matter who you are, he can make it work out, man. He can make it work out.
Right. All right, guys, we reached the time. So do y'all want to give y'all's match of the week before we get out of here? Anybody got any matches that stand out in your mind? Brian?
Right.
Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn.
That's what I was gonna pick. Yeah.
That
That was amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, like I was tuning in and out of it, and I had to go back and watch the highlights. But like I was playing a game and I was watching Raw on my second monitor. I'm like, yo, like they tearing the roof off this place on live TV. Like, it was a good match. And there was a point where I was playing a game and I looked back and I'm like, yo, this match is still going. Like it was a good match.
That was a good match.
Yeah.
Any standouts, Mr. Dubs or Beast or Kiddo on Sanction TV?
I would.
Go ahead.
Wait, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good?
I was gonna say, definitely enjoyed Danielson and Andrade, and I don't know if you've seen it. It was on Impact, but Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey. That was a fun one.
Ospreay's on Impact too.
Don't see that.
Oh, he's making the rounds.
He's everywhere, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like that.
Any
My
for you,
match
Kiddo?
was,
Go ahead, Mr. Dubs.
I was just gonna say it was what I liked more than just the match. It was Bryan Danielson and Andrade. What I didn't like about the match, no story at all, just an awesome match. But Bryan Danielson does those all the time. But what I liked was the immediate story after the match and the fact that they're doing layered stories where there's like 3 different stories in AEW where people have feuds with more than one person at a time, and it's something we never do in wrestling. But it's happening right now in multiple stories. If you didn't watch Collision, Bryan Danielson's now in a feud with Ricky Starks and Malachi Black, and the whole House of Black is in a feud with the Blackpool Combat Club and FTR and somebody else, I think. And they're doing the multiple thing, and MJF's in a feud with the Bullet Club Gold, and he's also in a feud with Samoa Joe. And they're just doing
too much.
But I like it because wrestling's never done that. It's always just one guy's going for it. And it's like, no, if a guy's got multiple titles, why is there only one guy feuding with him?
Yeah.
Like when Seth Rollins had the US and you know what I mean? Like, shouldn't you have multiple feuds going? So I'm liking that they're trying something different and there's storytelling. Yeah. But that's what I liked about this week's Collision. There was a lot of storytelling. And at the end, it actually transitioned into Battle of the Belts where they had the Blackpool Combat Club, FTR, and everybody a big kerfuffle at the end of the thing with House of Black and with Ricky Starks and Big Bill. And as everybody was leaving, Moxley was going up the ramp as Orange Cassidy's music hit for his international title match. And Orange Cassidy's all calmly walking, and as Moxley gave him a look as he was going up the ramp, and fucking just Orange Cassidy just shoulder shrugs him. And I assumed it was going to be Moxley that did it. Just, Orange Cassidy is right at him. And then they start starting to go at it in the Blackpool Combat Club, like Bryan Danielson's pulling him off Orange Cassidy. And then Orange Cassidy just has a match with John Silver. Like this awesome angle that I'm seeing that it transitioned the 2 shows together. And then it was just a match with John Silver. And then I fell asleep through the rest of Battle of the Belts. But that was fun. I like the transition.
All right. Kiddo, any stands out for you?
I thought about this question like when we first posted it on Twitter too, on our group. I have no answer for this week, but for next week, I'm actually excited about Seth Rollins and JD Burger King. So
yeah, I'm with you. I don't have I don't have one for this week either, so I'm with you.
Yeah, he got a fat ass head.
Yeah.
All right, Beast.
Never heard of him.
Any match
I
stand
didn't
out to you?
watch any wrestling matches at
Okay.
all. So I wanted to watch Danielson and Andrade, but there was really
It's a
no
good-
story to it.
It was a
I
good
like,
match
I'm
for
not
just.
gonna bother.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
match for a match.
Because all
It was
he
a
does
good
is,
match
like,
for having nothing.
Yeah,
All Tony Khan does is book dream matches with very little story to it.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of it. That's why I don't watch AEW.
hopefully he
don't
gets
blame
that together in 2024. We'll see.
Honeymoon
He
phase is over.
gonna get right, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He got it,
started
y'all. He
to-
got it under control.
He started overbooking stories tonight, but it's fun to see. There's something happening.
All right, guys. There's another story. We'll dig deeper into this next week. They said WWE is trying to do some contract extensions, so that's definitely something we're going to get on. But before we get out of here, some people may not have been in the chat when we started. So, Clint, let them know where they can find you.
Hi, you can find me at Strizer2 Wrestling right here on YouTube. And you can also find me on Twitter under Strizer STW. And I got some stuff coming up in the next couple days, so check out the channel.
All right, Brian.
You can find me on Just Brian on here on YouTube, and you can find me on Just Brian YT on Twitter as well. If you want to connect with me on there.
All right, Beast.
Find me on YouTube, Loaded as a Beast, on YouTube, Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot anyway, so Instagram I don't really use. So on Twitter, is the social media app I use the most. So actually, no, it's YouTube, but whatever. I'm gonna post more UFC 5 content soon, and hopefully AEW content.
Xbox or
Like,
PC, Beast? Or sorry, Xbox or
I'm on
PlayStation?
PS5.
PS5, yeah, okay. PS5.
Get off that
All right.
console, buddy.
Get off that console. Beast, what you
Come
doing
join
over
us
there?
on Xbox. Join us on Xbox.
Peer pressure.
Mr. Dubs?
Mr. Dubs, you can find me on YouTube, Mr. Dubs 8426, and on Twitter at Mr. Dubs 86.
All right, Kiddo?
And me, you can find me on YouTube, Kero the Goat. Or type Kero AEW, my video should pop up. And then on Instagram, it is Kero Zero. So
Kero.
that's it. Yeah.
Of that.
All right, y'all can find me on YouTube at KennyBomb.com, Twitter, KennyBomb4K, Unsanctioned TV.
Twitter, Unsanctioned TV. YouTube, Unsanctioned TV. All things wrestling game. Next video, probably going to discuss UFC 294. Just a weird card all around. But, yeah.
All right. And John Keegan said Brian Pillman Jr. made his debut tonight. I'm definitely going to have to check that out because I want to see what they do with his presentation.
Sure.
Yes, that sounded cool.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for
before we
tuning
go-
up. Go ahead, kiddo.
Yeah, let's just shout out John Keegan, Hadley, dummy account. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else do we have like this whole night? You know.
Wait a minute, is
Thank
that
you,
Matt?
Chachi.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. Yeah, dummy account, Hadley, everybody. Thank you all for joining us in the chat.
All right, I forgot. Brian, take us out. Oh, let's switch it up.
All right, man.
Let's switch it up. Unsanctioned TV, take us out this week.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. Appreciate all y'all. We will be right back here next Tuesday.
Halloween, are we coming back for Halloween night?
Oh, Halloween
Damn right
night.
we are. You damn. Nah, I'm gonna be.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
trick-or-treating.
late. Trick-or-treating's done around that time, right?
Yeah, it should be. It should be.
I'll
It's
be
already
working that
getting
night.
dark early.
Yeah,
Y'all going to wear
I will be there next
costumes? Y'all going to wear costumes next week?
Nah.
I'm wearing a costume next week.
If you wear a costume, I'll wear a costume. I got a Sub-Zero costume. Let's do it.
I'll wear my wrestling gear.
That'd be sick. You need to send us pictures of that, Alex. That sounds
No, I'm going to wear it on
How about
stream.
How about we come on the podcast with costumes next week?
That's what I'm
You
saying.
go on
Let's
ahead,
do it.
Clint, get your wrestling stuff.
Get your
on, my
wrestling
brother.
gear.
Yeah, you know.
Hopefully it still fits.
If we just come on here, man, I come with my I don't know what I'll come as, but I'll come.
We'll find
as
something. We'll find
Only
something.
thing I
I
got
always-
left is
I
probably a
always
scream
goes
mask.
Wolverine.
Simple.
I always got Wolverine going on usually when I'm taking my daughter out. But she's going to Spider-Gwen this year too. I'm so sad I don't get to go with her.
All right, y'all, because we're going to stay on here talking for about 30 more minutes. So thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.
Y'all take it
Peace,
easy.
baby.
We out of here.